Black Clover has been gone for a very, very long time, and for myself and others, most of us, as soon as it ended and after some time, we hopped straight onto the manga. And now the manga schedule has changed after 2 years or so, and it has changed a lot. The hype and the passion for Black Clover has diminished a lot for some people, and that's normal, that's natural. A lot of us have joined different series and stuff like that, and we're still awaiting the long return of Black Clover. But it's so very, very hard to not miss it and to not yearn for its return. And myself, I've taken it upon myself to watch a lot of other long running series like Black Clover to further remind myself of how amazing they are, right? Because trust me, don't get me wrong, the nowadays anime that are taking place are fascinating. The likes of Dan Dan, Sakamoto Days, and so forth. They're good watches. They're really entertaining, and the animation has changed a lot, right? Animation and so forth. And I do admire them, the premise behind them and stuff like that. But there's something amazing about the long-running series that we used to experience in our childhood growing up. I'm talking like Pokemon, Dragon Ball, Naruto, Bleach. All of those series had an element to them that were just so good, and I think one of the major things about it is because they were long running series that long run on for like months on end, years on end, and we got that experience. We felt it, and it felt a part of us, and it never left for it as it was there for a long while, right? Most of these series are like dropping a season and like 2 to 3 years dropping the next season. That diminishes the hype and the passion the reader and the watcher has for the series, right? And that is happening to Black Clover right now. Ever since it's left the anime space and gone on break, and the anime is yet to return for almost like half a decade, things has changed a lot. People have like the love for Black Clover has changed and stuff like that. For myself, it hasn't changed so much, for I'm a content creator for a series and I read it on a monthly, quarterly basis right now. So I do have a passion for Black Clover, and I do love Black Clover. And one thing I do is that I try to binge long-running series that of like Black Clover. For Black Clover is one of the last of its kind in this long-running anime space. And yes, I believe it's going to change when it does return. Perhaps Black Clover's comeback season, or just like Bleach 1000-Year Blood Arc, but that's fine, right? As long as there's still a long-running material for it out there to experience. And there are other series like it itself that I haven't experienced, and I took it upon myself to actually experience them just the other day. Just the other day, I experienced a series called The Gray Man, and while watching it, I couldn't help but feel that sense of feeling I felt while watching Black Clover on a weekly basis, right? Binge watching it all throughout, all the 50 to 100 episodes. And The Gray Man was a series that what hit that spot for me, and I'll be explaining just how so. This series is a very underrated shonen series, that of Black Clover itself. First off, The Gray Man has a simple premise. It's a unique story, similar to that of Bleach, and we all know that Bleach and Black Clover has a lot in common in terms of characters and build-up and story, right? So The Gray Man has a lot of premise towards the both of them. The Gray Man was airing in that at the time of Bleach and so forth, but because of its hiatus and of course the big three taking over the spotlight, The Gray Man was swept under the rug. But it was a quite popular series back then at some point, along with Soul Eater and so forth. But Soul Eater itself does get talked about a lot more than The Gray Man, and I found that very hard to believe considering how good it was when I watched it. So yeah, The Gray Man was a really good watch. For anybody that has watched it before or haven't watched it, trust me, it's a great watch. I'm talking like the characters are very entertaining, very enlightening. They have some very good character traits to them, and their display and their uniqueness and their development in the story is actually quite interesting. It reminds me that of Black Clover. Each character get their individual episodes, their highlights and their moments. They all have unique aspects to them, right? And not only the characters, the power system, that of innocence, and how each exorcist, that's what they're called, each exorcist that belongs to the Black Order, you can either become a supporter or you can become someone with an anti-Akuma weapon, and the anti-Akuma weapon are like distributed in different types, like parasite type, weapon type, and so forth. There's a lot of intricacies to this power system, and it's really interesting. It's a really unique one, if I do say so myself, and not many people talk about it as much. And as for the power system, the antagonist group, like being the Noah family and the Akuma and so forth, they're very entertaining to watch. There are episodes dedicated to them, and I do like that. They're a very comedic bunch, and they're very entertaining to watch. Every time they're on screen, I couldn't help but laugh or feel a little bit intimidated by their actions and so forth. They really do remind me of like the Akatsuki or something of the sort. And as a fan of the Akatsuki and like the Phantom Troop and so forth, the Noah family, though not better than them, they do give that sense of feeling of a threat, a looming threat in the series, and there are a long-running villain group in the series that help to spike your interest onwards, and I really do enjoy that much. So they do fit that trope where they have the side characters, the villain group, the interesting power system. They tick all the boxes. D Gray Man ticks all the blocks in those places, and it does it so perfectly. I'm talking about the hype moments, the dark themes that implement in the series. Trust me, that's one thing as well. This series has some very dark themes in there, from dark character themes and dark action themes and so forth, and the way it displays them are really interesting. Trust me, this series is a really good watch, and if you're a Black Clover fan and you are yearning or at least miss the feeling of binging a long-running series with great characters, great cast, great power system, a sense of adventure, and a sense of mystery and so forth, I'm urging you to go ahead and watch The Gray Man, Dear Gray Man. It's a very good watch. It's like 103 episodes, and if you haven't watched it already, go ahead and watch it. If you have watched it already, explain in the comments down below how you feel about this series. When last did you watch it? Did you grow up watching it, or did you watch it recently? Tell me about your experience with The Gray Man and how it was watching it, because for me it was a really good watch. I wish I could go back and watch it again, honestly. And it has a very did I mention it have a really good female cast as well. The female cast is utilized really well, their fights, their moments, and it's just really interesting series. Not people talk about it as much as like Soul Eater and so forth. Every time you hear people talking about Soul Eater, go watch Soul Eater, go watch Code Geass, stuff like that, but nobody's urging you to go and watch The Gray Man. It's a series that has been long forgotten, swept under the rug. The manga is still ongoing, but on a really bad hiatus, I believe. But trust me, it's a really good series and a good watch. If you miss Black Clover, series like Black Clover, long-running series that give you a sense of adventure, feeling of depth, of longing, of fun, that heartfelt fun in a shonen series, go ahead and watch The Gray Man. Trust me, you won't regret it. Without further ado, thanks for watching today's video, guys. I just wanted to, recommend a new anime to people that have never watched it before. And if you're longing an anime like that of Black Clover or something similar, go ahead and watch The Gray Man. Without further ado, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and leave a comment if you liked today's video. And I'll see you guys in another one. Peace.